Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for the rap, for the words, for all of that.
Thank you.
I'm hearing folks talk about therapy, leaving the country. I mean, just, you know, it's just going all over the place as far as emotions are concerned. But
Right.
could you offer up maybe 3 ideas around where people should start channeling that energy, that get from being depressed to activated around how do we move forward and move forward together?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Great
you.
point. Yeah, and thanks for not exposing me as the person who said all 3 of those. But what's interesting, it's tough out here. Yeah, you know, I think I mentioned Howard Thurman, but let me be more specific when he said, you know, that we must not reduce our lives to the event we confront now, that our slave foreparents imagined a different future. They didn't know what it was going to look like, but my God, they imagined a different future. The book from which we draw so much of the metaphoric intensity of African-American Exodus stories from the Hebrew Bible, people ensconced in niches of oppression who imagined their way out of where they were, not them or their children, but their grandchildren and their great-grandchildren. So we are giving birth to possibility in the wombs of our minds and souls by nurturing consistently the belief that whatever we're confronting now will not exhaust the infinite capacity for hope. So number one, you know, as my pastor said, we've already come through what we've come to. We've been here before. The reason David could beat Goliath is because David had something in his collective memory. He had dangerous memories. Hey, I beat a bear before. I beat some lions. I could beat this giant. Let me see what I got. And you got to fight the best way you know how. First, they tried to put all that armor on him. Didn't work. A slingshot and 5 smooth stones. You got to fight it. You know, if you're not a person who believes in spirituals, you got to fight it with hip-hop. If you're not into hip-hop, you got to do it with country music. I love them all. I love the country boys and girls. I love their lyrics, their sense of irony. I love the blues. You know, if you're going to walk across my lawn, at least you could do is take off your shoes. Hey, lady, your husband is cheating on us. So when you think about, or in the country music, when you know, all my exes live in Texas, that's why I live in Tennessee. Or mine, one of my favorites, if I had killed you when I met you, I would have been in jail by now. So the thing is that there's irony and parody and there's signifying going on. The arts are lifesavers. And what we must not do is reduce the complexity of our situation to the event we confront. If for you Donald Trump represents an albatross, the resurgence of an infantile sensibility that is scary, then acknowledge that. But also acknowledge that there are countervailing forces that you must wield, that you must be on your job, on your game, constantly talking, thinking, reflecting. You got to be a bit more active. We were passive under the last guy. We got to be a lot more active. That recessive gene has to come forward again. So I think that's number one. But number two, we've got to also remember there are a lot of people on the other side who are scared too. They don't know what's going on. They're trying to figure it out. And so we've got to, as far as we can, forge links with them in one sense. But at the same time, we got to have honest conversations. Hey, y'all helped to create this stuff too. So we've got to be responsible. Isn't it interesting? We talk about political correctness in everything except speaking to the dominant white masses. Donald Trump, when he says, we can no longer be politically correct. Okay, so do you want to hear the truth about whiteness? No, 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 right? Political correctness is all over white culture. White folk don't have to hear the truth about what black folk really think about you. Or brown folk. You don't really want to hear what people of color really be saying about you. I gave a couple of nuggets in the book. I didn't want to be called a traitor to the race. But black folk and brown folk do something. It's like during slavery when the master came in. Sally, this lemonade sure tastes good today. Oh, I'll put some extra in there for you, master. Don't want you to get pissed off. It's green too. Little green tea before you knew what green tea was. Spitting in food, aborting babies. Before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my God and be free. Everyday forms of resistance, workers slow down. There were ways in which the practice of resistance manifested itself. So there are ways in which we have to tell the truth about white brothers and sisters not acknowledging the degree to which they have been invested and asleep at the wheel. All of us have been. I'm not just saying white brothers and sisters, but I'm saying in particular when it comes to whiteness and not holding whiteness accountable. And then thirdly, this is the time when white brothers and sisters got to go to the Thanksgiving meal and confront your people. Now, you know Granny be saying stuff that's crazy. I get it. Here you are. I'm a proud supporter of Black Lives Matter. I've got my NAACP membership. And Granny is calling black people niggas. Oh, my God. Right? I know that's tough. I know it's tough. So you don't have to break her off right there. Look, Granny, I'm going to bust a cap in you right now if you say that again. No, don't do like, because you got to get the turkey first. You got to get the dressing, or the stuffing, as you might call it. Get the macaroni cheese, then bust the cap. No, then you gently and say, you know what, that's not the best way to think about black people. And, you know, you think, look at you mad at Willie, but look at what old, you know, mediocre white cousin who doesn't deserve to be having nothing gets everything. Begin to interrogate, think about, push back on in a way. And that's a metaphor. In white circles, there are things you can do that Wesley Lowery, as good looking, as intelligent, and as powerful, and as a great a writer as he is, can't reach. He won't be able to resonate with him because they won't hear him, but they'll hear you. And you have a special responsibility. I charge you in this meeting of minds, in the marriage of our sensibilities. I charge you as a minister, go forth into the world. Go forth into the world of whiteness and challenge it. Try to stay alive and still get paid. Don't be crazy with it now. Don't come to me like, you made me homeless and I have no job and I'm working for you now, Dyson. Jiminy Cricket. No, okay, slow down with that. But do as much as your conscience allows you to do, but move beyond your comfort zones to try to challenge some of that stuff from within. And if we do that, I think we can survive Donald Trump. If we survive Pharaoh, if we survive Herod, if we survive Bull Connor, if we've survived Hitler, if we've survived some vicious, fascist, crypto-fascist assertions, we can survive Donald Trump as well.